Wait, stupid phone again. Sorry, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you join me from. I got to get this phone together. There you go.
Sunshine Shoulder. The real nitty-gritty. Sunshine Shoulder. Boots on the ground. Sunshine Shoulder. The real nitty-gritty. Sunshine Shoulder. Boots on the ground. Sunshine Shoulder. The real nitty-gritty. Sunshine Shoulder. Boots on the ground. Sunshine Shoulder. The real nitty-gritty. Sunshine Shoulder. Boots on the ground.
Hey, good morning again. Good afternoon again. Good evening, wherever you join me from. Thank y'all for stopping by the live stream. We've got a title, 5 years to the day when I left the Matrix. It didn't hit me yesterday. I was at the beach. But let me give a shout out to the NTZ crew. I know Jacob Tanje's on here. I'm pretty sure Michael Beach of Life is on here. Okay, yeah, there he is. And he says, I felt the earthquake here in Bahal last night. Yeah, it was if anybody don't know, it was a 7.6 on the Richter scale into that Davao Oriental region, man. It's pretty known for earthquakes down that way. They even had a tsunami warning. If I'm gonna tell you something, as much as I like Davao, if I'm an expat and I'm down there, I think I'm going to have to move, man, because eventually I can see the big one coming there. It was just, a couple of weeks ago, maybe not even that long, they just had one there. It was 6.8. It's coming, guys. Be careful. What's up, Jeffrey Tatter? I want to thank everybody who joined the channel as a member. It's really important to me, man. It means a lot. And if you are considering that, I appreciate it. The peso is 55.37. What's up, Roger? Yeah, I'm going to shout out my old heads. What time is it, Travelers? Geechee Line. He was in it down there. I love the chime. Any new viewers and subscribers watching today, welcome. And anybody catching this on replay. There's Jungle Man Space Cowboy. He came to the meet and greet, man. He had a nice looking young woman with him. But I heard that was just one of them. Says he's got a plethora. But yeah, man, I hope everybody safe down there. 7.6. That's pretty big. They haven't come in with any reports of any deaths or anybody like that. That's my buddy AB right there, man. Good evening, brother. He brought his golf clubs with him when he came here, man. They didn't know what to think about that, did they, brother? They thought they used to seeing us with boom boxes on the shoulder. They ain't used to seeing us with a full set of golf clubs. But yeah, I saw that woman, man. She asked about you. I saw her at the grocery store. You made a good impression on her. But she's married, man. You got to be careful. She's married women over here. She didn't say, when we met her, she didn't say whether she was separated or nothing. She just said she was married, but then she was given the play, man. Let me see. Let's talk a little bit about the video I made about, men don't come here for the infrastructure. They come here for, they're more interested in her structure. We always talk about this all the time, but you get a lot of pushback about it. Guys, to say that the Philippine infrastructure is lacking, that's old news. What's the point there? But you never put any context behind it. All these fancy places that you're talking about, They've never had a full-fledged war being fought inside the country. They was never colonized or anything like that. It goes a long way. I'm not making excuses for the Philippines. I don't have to take up for the Philippines, but it's not a deal breaker for a lot of men. Certainly not to come over here and look for a woman or a wife or a girlfriend. Y'all know that's not. It's never been a deal breaker. It's only a deal breaker when people start making YouTube channels and like that, the younger guys who, they're digital nomads and all of that stuff. But even then, it's not the first thing they think about. It's always the woman at the top. And then everything else comes after that, infrastructure included. Oh, okay, yeah, he says, everybody's safe, only minor damage. No, you know good and well, man, you made a good impression on that lady. What's up, Lonnie? He came to the meet and greet at Phillies in Cebu. He said, I miss playing golf, but my shoulders are effed up. Yeah, he had a whole, I didn't know what that was. He had a fancy golf bag. It's not one of them big bulky ones. He had this new fangled deal. It was sleek. It was sharp, man. But yeah, he's a good guy. But yeah, women are number one on the list over there. I do want to say I got some bad news today. Well, it's kind of bad and good. My sister has uterine cancer. They called it, she said they called it was stage 1A, so they cut it out, but she's still on chemotherapy. She said she has 3 more treatments, and she lost all her hair. She looks like me now. But she said everybody likes it, so she's thinking about keeping the bald look. Well, she's like that, she's one of those women, one of those independent women. But yeah, this guy kind of got me worried. It's like, I took a lot for granted at home. And that's what the 5 years has taught me, because it's been, 5 years went just like that. I mean, it really did. But they say time flies when you're having fun. But yeah, I took a lot for granted, including the infrastructure, a lot of things, my friends, but I was in bad shape when I came here, man. It was the right decision. I don't have any regrets, but I did take a lot for granted over there. Hey, Michael Alexander, what's going on, brother? Excuse me. My life is far from perfect, but it's a whole lot better than what it was when I got here. I actually left Chicago December the 3rd, 2018. Me, my wife, and my son. But by the time we arrived in the Philippines, because you're going ahead in time, it was December the 5th, early morning, December the 5th. What are you doing, booby? Get out of here. Nothing in here for you. What's up, Alex? Yeah, he's in San Carlos City right now. We're going out to dinner later. He's being shown around by he got some employees over here. He's got they do some telemarketing work for his business. So he came over here, man. I thought that was cool with him to do that. So I guess the infrastructure does mean something to him. You got to have that up and running. But yeah, I've made a lot of mistakes since I've been here. The biggest mistake I make, and I always tell you all the time, is I didn't spend enough time by myself exploring the Philippines. I've never been single over here. I've always had a woman next to me over here. That's one of the biggest mistakes I've made among many. Because it's a lot to see over here. And you're not going to see it with a woman next to you. I'm just being honest with you, because once they put their hooks in you, they just try to It's really all about control. We think it's being cringy, clingy. No, it's all about control. Okay. But one thing I've got though over here is less stress. My stress level is way down. It's not all the way down because, there's going to be stressors over here. Your woman, your relationship, different little things like that. But for the most part, it's in a healthy range. And I have more freedom. And I think that's underrated. I think we underrate freedom because a lot of us, we've gotten so used to being tied to that hamster wheel that we don't know what real freedom is. When you can come and go as you please. There's no schedule, no quotas. You can do what you want when you want. You want to lay in bed all day. You don't ever have to get up out of the bed. You can do that. See, that never gets old to me. I was watching a video, Chocolate Man in Thailand. I watch his channel. He's got an interesting channel. And he's back in the United States right now, and he's doing some type of van life. But he said the reason he went back is because he's getting bored, right? He always needs something to keep him going. But see, he's young. He's 10 years younger than me. I want to talk to him in 10 years if we're both still around. But see, it's not like that for me. I can kick back on that beach like I was yesterday, and that'll be it for the whole day. Bryce says, how do you file your taxes here in the Philippines? I file them, I use TurboTax. That's what I use. I pay U.S. taxes because I don't work in the Philippines. I work from the Philippines. I'm a digital nomad, basically. The company that YouTube and Google, they're in the United States. They send the money to a United States bank. So I work in the United States. I don't work in the Philippines. Okay. Let's get that straight, guys. Okay, that's why I qualify for the tax breaks in America that I get. If you're out of the country for 330 of the 365 days, you get some tax breaks. But no, I don't pay Philippine tax because I don't work in the Philippines. None of my money is derived from the Philippines, not 1 peso. Okay. If it was, I would be happy to pay. But hell, as much money as I've given away, they owe me. They owe me, Bryce. I love the child said that's why I haven't seen much after 7 trips. Yeah. The woman puts her hooks in you guys, and she don't want you to go anywhere. But that's another lesson that I learned is you don't want to come over here and get into the same situation that you were running from. Whatever that is. You don't want to get bogged down over here, man. And being with a woman in a serious relationship, having a living partner, it's going to bog you down. They think they own you, man. And I'm going to do some videos about that, among other things, for my members and also on my Patreon, because it's some real stuff I can talk about now that I couldn't talk about with all these haters and stuff. So now if you want to hate and you want to troll, because I'm going to have members only live chats starting next Monday. We won't even need a moderator because everybody is going to be a supporter. So you can talk about a lot of different things because I don't know who's watching me when I do these regular live streams for the public. It's people sitting back waiting for me to say the wrong thing so they can turn me in. See, but anyway, you don't want to come over here and get into the same situation you're leaving from. Remember, freedom, man, is underrated. See, we want freedom. And, me and Marilyn, we have that talk all the time. If you don't trust me, there's no sense in us being together. Because I'm going to come and go as I please. We got children and everything. He says, no, I use TurboTax. What time the travel says, seems like all you see on YouTube is new vloggers talking about the Philippines, same old content, getting ridiculous. Yeah, when new people start vlogging, they really don't know what to talk about. So they have to talk about the basics. But here's the thing, what times it travels, and I try to explain this to people all the time. There's always new viewers. That's why sometimes I'll reheat some of my content because I get new viewers. You really have a new audience about every 6 months. You can't take this for granted. You can't take for granted that people know the stuff that you're going to talk about or they've heard it from you before. But yeah, I know what you're talking about, but the honest thing is, I think our job is only to get you over here or get you interested in coming here. Because there's so much out there. You can basically cover every base you're trying to cover just by watching certain vloggers. You've got the tourist channels, travel channels. When I'm talking about tourists, I'm talking about what immigration documents and all that you need. You got that. You got the travel channels. You got real life channels like man. You got the bullshit channels. You got everything, really. But you're right. But they start out like that because, okay, just like my buddy Joseph, who had the trouble I won't say his last name, but the trouble at my meet and greet. See, he's like me. We were naive. We use our real names. A lot of these new vloggers, they're not using their real names, or they are using them, and they're afraid to talk about their real life. So they talk about it. It's mostly dating and relationships because that's what y'all want to. That's what y'all want to talk about. That's what y'all want to hear, most of y'all. But now with my membership and my Patreon, I tell them, hey, whatever you want me to talk about, just tell me. I'll do it. It's your channel, but it's different on YouTube because you're dealing with the algorithm. You're dealing with so much bull crap, man. But when you're dealing with members and Patreon where all that doesn't matter, the numbers don't matter. You can talk about anything. What's up, Mo? He said, Brother Cal, beat your life. Good morning. Congratulations to you, Mo, on your life. Making progress, man, to where you can get over here and be free. Congratulations to Stephen and Ellie. They just celebrated 7 years of marriage. They got married over here. They live in America, but they have a home over here. They're doing it the right way. But I tell you what, I flipped that upside down, Stephen, because where you are now, I know it's a bunch of snow. I spend my winters over here and my summers over there. But hell, who am I to tell you how to live your life? But I can't believe 5 years went by so quick. But yeah, guys, don't make the same mistakes over here that you made over there. Because really, at the end of the day, that's what I got over here. It says, we're responsible for our own happiness. But if you try to come over here and make the woman or man or whatever your happiness, you're going to pay for it. Because these women over here, they want to control you, man. They want to run the show. I'm sorry. That's what they want to do. And, by me living with Marilyn, we have some discussions all the time. Heated discussion because she always thinks it's the foreigner. It's on the foreigner. And see, I get real honest with her sometimes, and let her know, hey, because she has a problem with these age gap relationships. I just tell you, just jealous of those young girls, really. I said, well, so what's the age group? So what you tell me now? There's an age group to deal with foreigners. There's an age limit. I mean, that you have to be a certain age. You just have to be grown. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or 40. The woman is dealing with the foreigner for the same damn reason. I don't understand it. But they always throw out this number, like my buddy John, he's Filipino. He threw out the number 24. Maryland throws out the number 25. So you telling me, okay, so in the meantime, the women who already said they want to deal with us, what are they supposed to do? Starve? Because you don't really care. You're not trying to help them. So it's a ridiculous conversation. But at the end of the day, you're responsible for your own happiness. But yeah, how old is you supposed to be? What is the limit? Are y'all trying to put rules over here now? That you have to be a certain age? It's ridiculous, really. You know, and I said, it's none of my business. I've got enough going on around here to be worried about somebody else's relationship, saying we're taking advantage, including me, she said. You know, I'm like, you're crazy. I don't even want to have that discussion. Jarvis Sampson, greeting to you, Cal. I'm in Thailand now, but I'm heading your way soon. Peace. Yeah, my buddy W, Secrets of Success, is over there. He just arrived today. Hey, congratulations. It's a start, Michael. You know, he says, as of yesterday, I've been sober from alcohol for 7 years. Yeah, time flies. I can't fool with any of it. Alcohol, drugs, anything. I have to be careful when the doctor puts me on something. I tell them, you know, don't put me on ibuprofen or something like that. Don't give me anything stronger than that. Okay? But, yeah, we got to be responsible for our own happiness. And that's a lesson I learned, man. You cannot put it in the hands of somebody else. Because they don't know, they're not even happy. They don't know what makes you happy. What's up, Golden Gate? Rodney Austin. Leo's blog said, Cal, it's no different in America, right? The woman wants to run the show. Yeah, but over here, they're just a lot younger and a lot better looking. And we're willing, Leo, to put up with a lot more over here than over there. But see, the thing is, we don't have to put up with it if we put our foot down. But we get so infatuated with women over here. It's not love. It's infatuated. But yeah, you're right. You know, they're women. But don't put it all on our shoulders when there's men being taken advantage of over here. And okay, so it's okay as long as you're older to take advantage of a foreigner? That's the question I'm asking. So, you know, that's all I'm saying. It doesn't make sense to me. Mo says, hey, bro, Calvin, I'll be leaving the Matrix in 2024. Many thanks for your encouragement and support. Oh, man. I believe you've probably been over here sooner, man. But, you know, everybody has those hurdles they have to jump. But I know you're going to enjoy yourself over here because you already got plans. You already got your routine and everything like that. But yes, it is good to hear, man. That alcohol, man, I'm going to tell you something. It's cheap and it's powerful. And that's why a lot of people drink themselves to death or go crazy because it's just too cheap. Yeah, congrats to the Beach of Life. I had 25 years. I'm coming up on 26 years. And I made a post on my Facebook page. I said, if you'd have told me 25 years ago that I'd be the man I am today, I wouldn't have believed you. I was in bad shape, man. I would have took a tenth of what I am today back then. It all is if you can't handle it, you know, but alcohol is not the problem, really. This is what I learned. Alcohol is not even the problem. There's something else going on. Because I know people who can have a couple of drinks and that's it. You know, look at Marilyn. She can have a drink. My wife, I mean, you know, I've got sisters and brothers who don't have the problem. They can take up one glass or leave it alone. But then I do have sisters and brothers who are like me, who once they ingest it, you can't stop. Rodney says the guys should stay in America if they want to treat the woman right. Yeah, but we need to be treated right too, Rodney. Remember, it's not a one-way street. This is the discussion that I always have with Maryland. They're not victims over here. Okay, a lot of times we're being invited over here. And this is what you have to understand. There's no victims over here. Okay, I have to say bravo to the Filipino government. They got rid of 2 more pedophiles, one from Britain, one from America. You know, you can run over here, but you can't hide. Those countries have an agreement with the Philippines. If they come through immigration, look, so if you've been convicted of any sex crimes, you're on any type of, what do they call that? Any type of list over there, you're going to have a problem. That's the only time you won't be able to get into the Philippines. Yeah, it's all about control. It's not even about control. Well, I guess it is, but some people like me, I just got a problem with it. I'm impulsive. But yeah, Rodney, you be careful, man, with that attitude, because remember, they got to treat you. You deserve to be treated good, too. Don't take for granted that that's what's going to happen. You know. Yeah, Conno Lyrics said, same here. I couldn't stop smoking for years. When I stopped smoking, see, I started smoking when I was almost 30 years old. But then I stopped when right after I stopped drinking. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. It was harder than putting down the bottle, putting down the dope, them damn cigarettes. Yeah. Well, it's not the sexual predators list. That's not the list. It's, what's it called, guys? He said 18 to 80 blind, crippled, or crazy. Yes, true, but we still need to be treated right. And you can't put it all on the, you know, I don't even like, see, we don't call foreigners in America. I had a comment, man. It was really a good one. I think this guy's name was Omar Sheikh. He said he was from a developing country in Africa. And he said, he was talking about he kind of piggybacked off what I said when I said, you know, it's always going to be them against us. You know, you're always going to be a foreigner in a developing country. Okay. Now, in America, we don't call them foreigners. If they're Filipino, we call them Filipino. If they're Chinese or, you know, whatever it is, Mexican, I've never heard that name foreigner before. Jabran says too many guys get into relationships and don't leave. They turn the decision making over to the woman and feel like they should just work and make the money. That's lazy thinking. Yeah, because remember, she can't even run her own life. If these women had any special powers, guys, they wouldn't use it on you. They would use it on themselves to get themselves out of the situation, the pressing circumstances they in. We give them too much credit sometimes. I just like to come in on an even playing field. But when you got people, you know, especially a woman talking about, oh, they're victims. We're coming over and taking advantage. So I'm sorry. I got to push back that. Yeah, registered sex offender. That's it. That's what it is. You're not going to get in. You may slide on the radar, but eventually when the United States, because these two guys, they were both awaiting trial. They were trying to, skip town. He says, I liked your Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader video. Very funny. Yeah, thank you. I try to do more of that, man, and I will. Some lady was I posted the video on my Facebook. You know what she said? Filipino lady that lives in America, by the way. I should give away more money than that. I said, that's the whole point of the game. If they answer the questions correctly, they can win up to 1,000. I'm just going to give it to them. I said, lady, I've given over 2 million pesos in counting to help Filipinos during the pandemic and the lockdowns. I don't have nothing to prove to you. But I'm just saying, you know, imagine her saying that. And it was about the three girls together. And they were only supposed to win 200, but since it was 3 of them, instead of them, you know, breaking it up like that, I said, I'll give them 300. They could have went for the 500. They didn't go. They could have went, and if they'd have answered that correctly, they would have went to 1,000. But the lady said, "Oh, you should have given more money than that." Well, why don't you give them more, lady? You done made it out. Now you trying to criticize me. Come on. He said, seems like logic is just a word and not practiced over there. Well, anywhere in the world, global vagabond, not just here. Not just here. Rodney says, I understand that too, Cal, so I guess you just have to take time and pick it and not just run in. Yeah, only fools rush in. But there's so many fools that come over here. You know, if I were you, man, the guys who are really smart, they're the ones who take the most criticism because people think you're just supposed to come over here, find a woman, settle down, that's it. No, I would be going around, I'd be looking around. Because once you get hooked up over here, man, you know, somebody said it yesterday. They said it's easy to hook up with them, but it's hard to get rid of them. You can get yourself into some big trouble over here jumping into the bed with these women because it's a trap. Now that you've done that, okay, now she's holding she's holding your life in her hands if she wanted to cause you trouble. And a lot of times when you decide that, hey, it's not going to work out, because they're always going to think it's another woman. They're going to try to bring trouble to you. It's not one time has it ever happened. Then has it not happened to me? They'll threaten you with it. But, you know, I guess cooler heads prevail and they don't do it. But they always do that. But I'm saying, you know, imagine the American guys. Look this stuff up when I tell you about it. An American guy was accused of rape over here. He didn't do it. She accused him 6 months later. It was his friend's wife. Okay. But the friend, she came over his house looking for the friend because he thought that he was hiding over to the man's house. Well, it traumatized the son. So he filed a case against the lady. 6 months later, the lady come back, filed a rape charge against him. No proof, never happened. He spent 5 years in prison over here. Got out, you know, because when he finally went to court, remember, there's no speedy trial over here. Okay, there's no right to a speedy trial over here. They still made him pay the 5 years overstay fee. So when you jump in the bed with these women, man, you better be careful. Hey, Mike Dawson, Visa, drugs and alcohol is the devil, bro. No, because you can put, right now, I'm going to tell you something. You can put all the crack, and I love crack cocaine. I love cocaine and all that, right? I love drinking. You can put as much as you can fill this whole room up with it, Mike. As long as I don't touch it, it's going to rot eventually. It's going to rot. Believe it or not, what's the difference between prescription drugs? Your body doesn't know the difference between prescription drugs and illegal drugs. Your body doesn't know, Mike. Okay, I'm sorry. That's why so many people are getting strung out on these opioids. Now they're all of a sudden they're going to make that illegal. It's so crazy, man. You know, yeah, I mean, shame on her. I couldn't believe it. Hey, somebody, you should be giving away more money. Crazy. Yeah, it was a crazy statement. It must have been her first time. You know, she sees the 300 faces. Oh, you should give more. Why don't you give more, lady? He says, hit the like button, guys. Well, yeah, you're responsible for your own happiness. And come over here, man. Don't be in such of a hurry to do anything. Really, remember, you're retired. The freedom that's so underrated. You got it now. But a lot of us, we don't know what to do with the time. So we immediately go back to doing what we always did. Oh, I'm used to having a woman, so I'm going to get with a woman. I'm used to doing this, so I'm going to do that. You come over here and you end up recreating the life over here that you're running from over there. That's a lesson I learned. You don't want to do that. Okay. Another thing I've learned in these last 5 years is to learn to forgive. Really, I've learned to forgive, man, because life goes by so quick, man. It really does. I'm 60 years old, man. My sister that has cancer, they cut it out, but you know what they say, 5 years before you find out whether it's going to come back or not. She's 70. I can remember her going to work, and on her way to work, she'd have to pass my high school. She dropped me off every morning. I was 16, 17 years old. I remember it like it was yesterday. Life goes by so quickly, man. I don't have time for the pettiness and the foolishness. Chase says, Calvin, I quit nicotine after using it for 15 years. If I drink again, the nicotine desire will rear its head. Yeah, they're all related. It is, they're related to you and how you deal with it. But it's bad. They certainly are bad for your health. Alcohol is never good to be consumed in any quantity, neither cigarettes. But they're going to do it. He says, that's a long time. Yeah, but remember, you're not in America, Britain, France, and all those places. He sat in there for 5 years. And even though his lawyers was trying to show the prosecutors and stuff that the lady had started trying to blackmail him and saying like, hey, give me such and such millions of pesos and I'll drop the charges and all that, right? Because over here, if they drop the charges, it's not like in Kentucky, the Commonwealth. See, the Commonwealth will pick those charges up. But over here, if the lady drops the charges, then that's it. But there was proof. There was more proof that he didn't do it and zero proof that he did it. But the point is, he was the foreigner. And she went there and they believed her and they locked his ass up. Hey, what's up, CJ? In the heart of the Philippines with CJ. He's got a channel. I try to give him some pointers like, man, you up there in Manila, get out of that condominium, man. Show us around that place. All there is to see up there. Hey, Michael Alexander, thanks for that membership, man. It means a lot to me. I'm going to make my first members only video in the morning. And then every Monday, not tomorrow because I got something to do, but every Monday after that, I'm going to have a members only live chat. Because a lot of times it's hard for people to get their questions in. It's a lot of questions over here. I can't see them all. There's W Secrets to Success. He's in Thailand. I know you can take your white gloves off over there. Because that fits you. You're going to like it over there. But remember, they were never colonized. Nor was there invading forces raging a real war in that country. Mookie says, hey, Cal, if you were to start a beachfront business, which island in the Philippines would you choose? Well, you mean it would either be, if I'm trying to earn a lot of money, it's going to be somewhere in Palawan, probably Puerto Princesa, Boracay, or Panglao Beach. You know, where the people are, where the foreigners are. Because in the in Sikihor, they building the stuff, but people aren't coming. Hey, thanks for the super chat. Confident Voice Speaks. He says, hey, brother, a lot of don't know how to do things in moderation. Self-control and a resilient mind is key in all things. It is. You know, a lot of people who have a problem with alcohol, drugs, any type of addiction like that, it's something going on with their personality, though. It has a lot to do, you know, with the impulsive. Because I went right from drinking and drugging to gambling. Same thing. I haven't gambled, though, in over 5 years since I've been here. I don't play the lottery. I don't play scratch off. I don't do anything because I get hooked on stuff like that. It has a lot to do with my mentality. And the thing was, I had to find, okay, I was getting rid of one habit. I had to replace it. But usually you want to replace it with something good. So now I exercise, I read, you know, I got a YouTube channel. I do a lot of stuff that can replace that drinking and drugging because I spent a lot of time doing that. So now I got to fill up that time. How am I going to do that? But thanks again. Yeah, and you're right. It does take a strong man. Connor said, what is the best island to live on, not just for business? Oh, man. Now, that's a hard one. You're talking about 2,000 inhabited islands over here, Connor. Now, the ones that I've lived on, I can honestly tell you, I like Panglao Beach, and I like Bohol, and I like Siquijor Island. But I've been to a lot of other places, but I've never lived there. But there's so many. Right on Cebu, you've got Comodes Island. These are nice places, small islands where you can get you a place there, maybe 10,000 or less pesos per month. Malapascua, Bantayan Island, Argyle, Osla, Malboa, so many. That's just on Cebu. Then you go up in Mindoro, man, it's just too many. But from the places I've been, I would take that, man, because there's a lady that's offering me a one-room, a studio, all utilities included, everything, right on the beach in Siquijor for $12,500. Now, it's not as nice as the one I had before, but it's closer to the beach. It's right on the beach. It includes electricity, everything, Wi-Fi. But that would be a hard decision to make. Yeah, I don't think there is a best island. He says it's all about what you want out of the Philippines experience. There's a place for you. That's true. Yeah, I kind of figured that, you know, what's the score and what quarter is it in? Because, you know, Louisville just lost to Kentucky. You got to realize Jeff Brown, what he did for this Louisville program is unbelievable. But, of course, you know, with the Dion thing and everything, nobody else is getting any attention. That Louisville program was crap last year. And he got them playing for the ACC championship. What's up, Jay Flo? He says, do you need a forwarding ticket? Yeah, if you plan to stay. He said, oh, does a trip to Thailand work just as well? What do you mean? Okay. If you come to the Philippines, when you come through immigration, they're looking for that round trip ticket, that return ticket, or that onward ticket. If you don't have that, they're not going to let you in. There's so many ways to do that now, but I would say buy the round trip ticket. It doesn't matter if you say you're going to stay, but Murphy's Law will show up over here. What's up, Cedric? Oh, it's 3-0. So what's he talking about? Yeah, he ain't putting it on nobody yet. What? 3-0? Yeah, now, what you're talking about is like a visa run. But you wouldn't have to do that. You'd have 36 months to decide when to do that. And then you would still have to have the round trip or the onward ticket. Geechee Lions Journey says, got challenges finding and setting up an apartment here. Hey, Mike Dorsonville, I think he's from the Val area. Can you help Geechee Lion point him in the right direction? I used to have a Texas to Zoe. He could certainly find you, but I don't know where to find him. Geo's Truth said he's right. Moderation is the key. Those who are able to partake moderately don't experience the health dangers presented to abusers. Some substances cannot be consumed moderately. Yeah, I have to agree with you. All I know is it's an individual. I can only diagnose myself. I can't diagnose anybody else. Okay? My diagnosis is I'm an alcoholic, meaning that alcohol is always going to kick my butt no matter what quantity. I'm one of those rare guys. I'm actually an alcoholic and an addict. He said, so when do you need to buy the forwarding ticket? The day before you leave? No. I would do it before I got into the country. You're going to need it when you get there. So I would do all of that before I would even get on the plane. I've got either my round trip ticket or my forwarding ticket. Because you still have to do that e-travel form. That's 3 days before. That's all you have to do right now. I did in my run. I did. And Flanker. I don't even know if they have Flanker now, but back in our day, we did. He said, how much is the 6 month? Well, that's been suspended, Connor, the 6 month suspension. I mean, the 6 month extension. Right now, it's been extended. I mean, suspended. You can't get 6 months right now. But you don't need to. I've never done 6 months before. I know Michael Beat Your Life did before. But I was told to do 2 months because anything can happen in 6 months. You may have to go home and then you leave all that money on the table. I just do it every 2 months. And it costs me about 3,000 pesos because remember I pay JRC to do it for me. They charge me 1,000. So when I go, my visa's due December 22nd. I'm going to go like a week or two before that. Now, because I'm doing it every 2 months, I'm going to have to pay for my ACR card. It's time. That's good for 1 year. It's going to be time to renew that. So I'm going to have to pay that. So it's going to cost me about 6,000 pesos this time around. No, man. Do it before. When you buy your ticket to come to the Philippines, J-Flow, buy the round trip ticket, man, okay? It's going to be about the same price anyway. Don't come over here with a one-way ticket. They're not going to let you in. Well, why did you put that on there then, Geechee Lang? Said Calvin have not really started looking yet. Well, don't you think if you're going to stay in the vow, you should start looking? Don't wait till the last minute. I saw some ladies got like a tour guide for you. Ask her. Chase Uber said, Cal, I just got back from Davao 4 days ago. Can you touch briefly on how you settled on San Carlos? I never heard of San Carlos before, only because I met Maryland. And I came here and I liked it at the time of my life where I'd slowed all the way down, Chase. Now, if you're young, you may not want to, you're probably not going to stay here, even though you could make it work. I could make it work because it's close enough to Bacolod, Iloilo, Cebu, Dumaguete. But on a day-to-day basis, this is really like a family place. It's really for people who are retired. It's a lot to do around here, but it's no nightlife or anything like that. There's no IT park. There's none of that. But the only reason I'm here is because of Maryland. And now Booby, of course. But I like it here, man, because it's so safe to me, man. You know, I was walking back, because I read and walk now. I'm reading this now. 50 Success Classic. He's condensed all these success books down for you. He's giving you the meat and potatoes of what the book's talking about. It's real interesting. And it started getting dark. I wasn't even worried about it, man. People know me here now. And, that's why I stayed. Robert Dames says, I'll be 68 in January. Wow. Yeah, I'm the same way. He said, my co-worker's father was an alcoholic, so he won't even have a single alcoholic drink. But see, my mother told me that when I was 8 years old, because she's seen it on her side of the family and my father's side of the family. The men on my mother's side of the family didn't make it to 40. They were dead from drinking. This is a true fact, okay? It was bad. And they were drinking the cheap stuff. I had a cousin, she was beautiful, man, growing up. Her name was Debbie. But she had that gene, man, on my mother's side of the family. She was dead in no time. Yeah, they only let you do 2 months now. No, okay. If you bought a ticket to Thailand, you won't need to do nothing else until you come back to the Philippines. Then you're going to have to do a round trip ticket from Thailand to the Philippines, or Thailand to the Philippines to someplace else. You cannot get into the Philippines with a one-way. So you've already got an onward ticket. Your onward ticket is to Thailand, okay? Does anybody have a problem understanding that? Because he bought his Thailand ticket before his 30 days, okay? No, Thailand is your forwarding ticket. Dutch says, dear sirs, please listen to the proven formula given generously here. Hello, Cal and all. Yeah, so you're fine. No, you don't have to. But here's what you're getting yourself into, and a lot of people get themselves into. Something happens over here, and you have to give back, but now you don't have the money to give back. At least with that round trip ticket, you can extend it, I think, for, a year or something. It's going to cost you, but at least you can see if you're really going to like it over here, if this is the place for you, if everything's working out and all that, right? Because you can get over here, man. These women can get silly on you. I'm telling you, man. But yeah, he's got that. I don't know. Yeah. He says, I'm reading Napoleon Hill now. Remember you recommended Think and Grow Rich, Cal. Yeah, it's a great book. And from that book, I've just started reading so many other books. Audio books and everything. Because see, the magic of thinking big is what he's talking about now. And he's talking about the subconscious mind. And see, this is what I love. That's my favorite subject because I know it's true. It's not your conscious mind. That's like the gatekeeper. It's your subconscious mind that does everything for you. So all you have to do is continuously plan into your subconscious mind what it is you want out of life. And you're going to get it. Once you can get it past that conscious mind, it's the gatekeeper. It's the reasoning mind. The subconscious mind doesn't reason. It just takes the instructions you give it and works it out. It's the same process that the GPS was created on. You give the subconscious mind your destination, and then it works its way back to you and shows you the quickest route to do it. It does, man. It tells you where to go, who to meet, when to go, That instinct, guys, is true. I promise you, I wouldn't be sitting here. But those books are really, really interesting. I got a hold of them, man. He changed my whole life. It was right after I stopped drinking. Yeah, Wild Turkey. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. He says, just remember, if you use that Thailand ticket and decide to come back to the Philippines, you will have to provide another forwarding ticket. Yeah. Or round trip to Thailand. Either one, it's going to cost you a little money. Either way. But the longest extension is 59 days now. Now, you didn't miss anything. We're just talking about how time flies, man. Today is 5 years officially to the day that I left the Matrix. And it hit me last night. I said, well, hell, let's talk about that and how fast time goes by. And I did tell them that you were on your way to Thailand. Now, he's hitting on something right here. But no one ever talks about General Santos. I've only met one guy, okay, who's ever lived there permanently. And he said Calvin to him, and he's from Australia. He says the most livable city in the Philippines. And he started rattling off all the good things about it. And it's in that same area. It's only like 3 hours by bus to Davao. He said, roll tide. What's up, Retard 2019? Yardy, what's up? He says, I get a kick out of your smarter than a grade 5 student videos. Had me cracking up today. Yeah, I had to help one woman on there. I mean, now one guy, he didn't make the video because what happened was, usually I'll put the videos on my Facebook page, right? And his friends were laughing at him and stuff. So he sent me a message. He said, hey, can you delete my video? And, I did. Even though he had got up to 200, I guess he felt when he got up to 500, the question was, what does ABS-CBN stand for? Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that. And I guess he didn't want his friends ridiculing him. And so I took it off. But yeah, usually it's all about fun and games, man. We're not trying to make anybody look bad. I give them simple questions. I can't just give them the money. It would take all the fun out of it. No, it's not confusing me. It's just I'm telling him that I would do the round trip, but it's too late. He's got his forwarding ticket, which that's going to work to get him into the Philippines. What's not going to work is if something happens over here, he figures, oh, well, I don't like it in the Philippines. Now he's going to have to spend more money to get back home. Yeah, Boobies in there. I don't know. See, they won't whoop Boobies' butt, but I will. He says, have you ever seen the woman in a red dress when walking the streets of the Philippines? Who is that? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, he said ABS-CBN beats me. Yeah. But it's crazy. Nobody knows that. Yes, the news channel, but they don't know what those call letters stand for. I had to look it up. Yeah, see, this is right on the money for Geechee Lion. Geechee Lion, listen to this guy because he's telling you the truth, man. He said Geechee Lion needs to go to Angeles City. All support he needs is there, especially if you're a black man or American expat. Between Angeles and Subic, you're in the right place. That's bingo for you. I couldn't have given you better advice than this. In your situation, Geechee Lion, this is what you need, man. I was just telling y'all, the hookup is in Angeles City. I was so impressed, man. And I was only there 2 days. But everybody came out. So just in those 2 little days, I mean, them guys up there, they know you know what. Okay. If I ever leave San Carlos City, that's where I'm going. It's not to Walking Street. That's where I'm going. That's where you're gonna be able to find me. You say, hey, where Calvin? You know, he's not in English. He's not in San Carlos City anymore. He's in English City. Okay. Alluding to the title of this. Okay. Yeah, it's about 3,030. Yeah, but see, this time that's about what I pay. K Dallas. Now, what's going to happen is this time when I go, it's going to overrun with my ACR card, so I'm gonna have to extend that too. So it's going to cost me about 6,000, somewhere around there. And you know, it hits you hard if you go in there. You thinking you're going to pay 3,000, they hit you with that 6,000. He says, real talk, though, if you have mobility issues, English City is awful. The streets are a mess and frankly dangerous. Yeah, right around that Walking Street. But if you just go right over Michael Beach of Life, there's like a park that they've, of course, fenced off, obviously, because if they opened up that park, there'll be people sleeping in there. It's a real nice park, grass and everything. But right on the other side of that, it's just a regular street. And, you know, English City is more than just those few little streets. But for somebody like Geechee Land, who just came over, or anybody that's new, I would have to tell them to go to English City because it's all there, man. Cebu is okay, but we're too spread out there. You can go to the mall, right, and meet some guys, you know, but it's not good. You're not going to get the same warm welcoming there as you do in English City. And these guys, they're enthusiastic about helping you. Hey, S1 Philly Vibe. Thanks. He said, hey, Cal, congrats on your 5 years. Please hang on for another 6 more years. I'll be retired. Then, yes, English City is the place. Balabago. Yeah. Yeah, it is. But, you know, get you a motorcycle. You won't have to worry about that. But you're right about that. Yeah, George Manning said Astro Park. Yeah, they closed that off because Merlin's like, you know why they closed that off? Hell, that'll be the new Walking Street. But he said once you leave that Walking Street, you have a support of many, many years of retired Americans. You do. You're never going to run out of conversation. They got Western food up there. It's just a place to start, and he's starting. Geechee Line is. And, you know, there's plenty of bars up there that sing karaoke, which is what he likes to do. Yeah, it is retired 2019. It's my 5-year retirement anniversary. Because once you get to a certain age, I don't know about anybody else, but I started thinking long and hard about my legacy, you know, how I want to be remembered. And so I'm glad that, you know, by me putting that in my subconscious mind, it came up with the Sunshine Shoulders thing and giving back. That's what I want to be known for. You know, I want to make the world a better place. For me, having been here, I'm not Jesus or nothing like that, but just in my own little space. That's all I'm saying. And this last 5 years, man, has moved me closer to that. But you'll start thinking about your legacy. You know, what do you want people to say about you when you're gone? Yes, Cebu is my favorite. It's still my favorite. But remember, I'm a veteran. But if somebody said, hey, you know, I'm like somebody like Geechee Land and several other people I've met, they should have started up there in English City because you're not even gonna have a problem finding a woman. You know, just get one of those Walking Street girls or somebody hanging around there until you can find you a regular woman. But you won't even have a problem finding women. See, some guys come over here like Mike from Canada. If he went to English City, he wouldn't have had a problem. Somebody would have grabbed his butt. Hey, Craig, Anthony says, Calvin, I'm here, bro. What's up? He said, hello to all the Calvinites. Yeah, that's funny. He said, Geechee Lion is living his best life in Devour. Don't send him to the lioness den. Those pros will break him. No. I'm sorry, they won't. He's going to be lost. Devour is going to be like a desert for him. W Secrets of Success. Trust me. It's not Cebu. Okay? He said the real name of Walking Street is actually the name of a politician or some general. I think it's MacArthur, right? I've only rode through Makati, but a lot of people live up in Makati. But remember, when you go to these big cities like that, there's going to be expats there. There's going to be Americans and everything, British and all that, but they're more spread out. You have to remember something. I went to T-Bax the day before the meet and greet, before anybody even knew it was going to be a meet and greet there, man. It was full of Westerners, man. And they were in there playing pool, watching big screen TVs, talking. This is the day before. And this isn't on the strip. This is off the strip a little bit. Where believe it or not, the neighborhood that it's in, it sort of looks like around here somewhere. He said, Makati is beautiful. I went last December. I stayed at Air Residence condo. No, you can't get a 6-month extension anymore. They stopped that. But yeah, Greg Manning, whoever gave him that's a George Manning. It's a great suggestion because he was asking about a place to stay. They'll find him a place to stay just like that. Sammy Davis will have him hooked up in one day, in less than a day. Everything he needs, Sammy Davis will have him hooked up. These are the kind of guys that are in Angeli City. They're veterans, man. They know everything that's going on. And see, it's very few people like that in Cebu that I know. Now, Franz and Michael Beach Alive, Anthony Williams, they're growing into that. Where if somebody shows up, they can point them in the right direction, where to get a place, and this and that, where to eat, where the nightclubs. But they're going to have a ways to go before they get up to speed to those guys that I met in Angeli City. I mean, you remember the guy was living in Bohol. He was working from 10 at night to 6 in the morning, for a survey company over in America. He said he went to Makati and met somebody there. They pointed him in the direction of Angeli City. He went there and got 100% disability to the point where he was able to quit his job. Now he's living like a king up there. He said, I would have never known had I not come to Angeli City. That's what I'm talking about. That's the type of help that's waiting up there. He said Walking Street was Fields Avenue. It was before. Because Fields Avenue, I saw some signs because I walked right past Fields Avenue until then you see the big, Walking Street statue or whatever it is. But I'm thinking you're right. I've heard that Fields Avenue before. But yeah, 5 years went by quick, man. Boy, did I learn some lessons over here. And I just try to share them with people. When I told y'all about, hey, that first girlfriend usually doesn't work out. It doesn't mean that it won't work out because some guys, they come over, they only meet one woman and that's it. But for the most part, the first one's not going to work out. That's why you have to be careful. A lot of the guys who are really having a good time over here living their best life, they're single. They're roaming around. They're trying to find their sweet spot. They don't just come here and park like a lot of us do. A lot of us just come here and park. And we end up really not where we're supposed to be. He said, do you think Sammy Davis would help me during English City? Absolutely he would. And Sammy Davis, man, is the real deal. He's getting ready to open up a club there now. It may be already open. He took us over there and they were still renovating it. It's called Sports Time. It's right around the corner from the strip. It's not, it's a little bit off the strip. It's not right around the corner. He said, I had a Filipino girlfriend abroad. It didn't work out. But the first one usually doesn't work out. I don't know why. I guess because you see so many other ones, that's one of the problems that men have over here. And I guess it's a good problem to have. It's just too many available women that you could have. And some men, they think they're ready to settle down until they get here. And they've been rejuvenated. And it causes them problems because they got that roving eye. And everywhere you go, we went to the beach yesterday. It was just ridiculous. I mean, really. It was really ridiculous. It's a good thing that, my motor's done slowed down, man. What's the slowest gear that you in? Otherwise, I'd be running around like I used to when I first got here, even though I was with somebody, and it caused me a lot of trouble. Because you get with her and you're like, wow, she's the nicest looking woman I've ever been with. And then 5 minutes later, you see another one. And they're just there. They're just available there. It's just the circumstances. It's the whole game about it over here. And a lot of guys, they don't understand that. That's what it is over here. We didn't create it or anything. That's why she was trying to put it on us. I'm like, hell, this thing's been going on long before I was born. You were born. Your mother was born. A long time. He says, my best advice is to wait until you get to the Philippines. I have a beautiful fiance, but in another life, I would come single. Yeah, I would too. He says, literally 5 minutes later, Cal, you ain't lying. You know I'm not lying, Michael Beach of Life. And I was at that beach yesterday. It's some women that was there. I couldn't even put them on camera because I know Marilyn watches these videos. And she would hit the roof thinking I'm looking at them when I'm not. But trust me, man, from about 18 to 25, you're not going to find any more beautiful women than you will over here. That's just my opinion. And you can just tell when they're young. You can see their skin. He said the road through Astro Park, Manuel Rojas Highway, then Mitchell Avenue and Fields, what is that? Is now called Walking Street. Oh, okay. Yeah, we walked down to, I don't know if we walked to the end or not. But we walked down, no, until we saw our friends. Then we met them at that Gold Moon Bar. Wasn't nothing going on in there. So we turned around, went back, and we just sat in envy. Yes, he said, well, he always wear dark glasses when I go out. I tell her the sun hurts my eyes. It does. You're not lying. But they're gonna be following your eyes anyway. I learned that with my son's mother, but they all do it. They're all gonna follow your eyes. When you're in a taxi, when you're on a motorcycle, they're looking, man, to see what you're looking at. He said, tell Marilyn you're looking for me. I'm gonna tell you something, man. It's crazy because, okay, we were in this, you can rent these little Kubo type of things. And right when we were getting ready to leave, a whole family of women came, probably from 16 to about 40. And I guess they had like maybe 3 or 4 men, but mostly women. They were all fine. Every last one of them. He said, Thailand is difficult. I won't last a day in the Philippines. Yeah, it's a little bit different here. I mean, it's real different here than any place I've ever been. If if you're into that, if you're into the infrastructure, then it's going to be Thailand or Singapore, or, those other places like that. But it's not like you're living in the 17th century over here, guys. Don't let people fool you. It's not like that. Is there some things you're going to have to get used to? Absolutely. But it's not a deal breaker. The point of my video was that's not the first thing that comes to your mind when you talk about coming over here. Now, when you talk about Thailand, different places like that, yeah, but the Philippines, the infrastructure does not get in your way. What are you trying to build? What are you trying to do? That you want the infrastructure to be so good. I mean, y'all trying to have your cake and eat it too. See, I would just want for somebody honest, which I've never seen it. I've never seen anybody give me the pros and the cons of Thailand. It's always the pros. There's got to be some cons there, guys. If there's somebody, that would be if somebody's in Thailand right now, I'm not talking about put the place down, but just kind of talk about some stuff that you see Westerners getting tired of. And, that they're complaining about over there. Because there's no utopia. But maybe it is. Maybe that's the reason why so many people go there. 49 million. It's far and above the number one tourist spot in Southeast Asia, in Asia, period. He says, I've lived in Malaysia for the past year, so the dating scene is slower to say the least. Great infrastructure, though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But most men, they're not looking for the infrastructure. If that's the case, I'd have just stayed home. No, we're not talking about women. Eric. We're talking about the infrastructure. We're talking about Thailand, period. We're not talking about the women, of course. Yeah, everybody knows that, but I mean the country. Because there's only a handful of places that we go over there, Eric, to begin with. Sam W., thanks, brother, for your support. He said that too. Well, okay, have you been there? So tell us something now. Since you're here, tell us something. What's one of the cons about living in Thailand? Is it the visa situation? I think everybody knows that. Is it the language? Are you welcome as you are here? See, because that's really what I want to know. Am I welcome? Not just tolerated. See, that's the language. He says the policies. S15 says, he said, hey, Cal, have you heard anything about what happened in Marawi City in Mindanao at a Catholic Mass? My girlfriend just messaged me. Just happened this morning. Let me see. Let me just put Marawi in here, and it should come up. Yeah, at least 3 killed as an explosion rocks a Marawi campus. Well, that's where the bad guys are. That's where a lot of the trouble is there. Hey, Geechee Land, thank you for your support, man. Okay, here's some stuff about Thailand that I didn't know. He said you can't own land, the language. You're welcome. Some stuff as the Philippines, but I was addressing that no one talks about the negatives. The info is out there. I mean, the big channels, because that come across my screen now. When I only look at 2 really, so maybe you're right. I look at Chocolate Man in Thailand, and sometimes I look at Zoom to Thailand. And they just always showing the good side of it. And I said, well, it's got to be something people don't like about it. Hey, Sam, thanks for that super chat. He said, most complaints that I see from Thailand are bar girls. The visa structure doesn't look that enticing compared to the Philippines. Well, the Philippines absolutely has to have the best visa policy, and maybe in the world, certainly in Asia, in Southeast Asia, when you can come here and stay for 3 years, man, you can do a lot in 3 years. I mean, you're basically living here for 3 years. And then you've got, I'm going to tell you this foolishness, like people talk about the infrastructure. They'll start talking about the immigration policy. Oh, you can't live here on a tourist policy, a tourist visa. Well, who are you? What business is it of yours? You got guys actually making videos like that, wanting the immigration to clamp down on people because they're over here on a tourist visa where they went out and spent all that money or whatever on one of those fancy retirement visas. It's retarded, man. This is the type of stuff that goes on over in the Philippines. That's one of the cons I don't like. Hey, Robert Dame, thank you, brother, for your support, man. He said travel Versity Challenge good also. Yeah, Geechee was there. He did a video on it. Yeah, Philippines absolutely has the best. I mean, when I came, I'm going to tell you, because the Philippines, they're smart. Here's what they're thinking, guys. This is their whole process. Took me a while to figure it out. It was 18 months at first. They doubled it to 36 months. And I was like, why would they do that? Because they're making up for the lack of actual visitors. They're still going to get that money, though. They're still going to get that money. They're going to get twice as much money now from somebody on a tourist visa than before. Hey, W Secret Success, thanks for that super sticker. He's over in Thailand now. Now, he's got on his white gloves. He's going to tell us. I wasn't there long enough to see any cons, really. I was only there for 5 days. All I saw was pros. I really liked it over there. I did a video about the Soy 6 because Maryland wasn't studying. Maryland didn't even know what Soy 6 is. Because the guy says, oh, you only did that because Maryland was mad at you. No, come on, guys. That's ridiculous. It just shocked me. I thought that because that was the first place I went where women were, I thought the women were going to look a lot better than that. It was just so many of them. It was the quantity versus the quantity. He said, Elfin Rich says, new to the channel, welcome. Just wanted to ask if you know anything about the province of Laguna, scheduled to visit in February. No, but one of my longtime supporters lives up there. A lot of expats live up in Laguna. There's a channel that you could probably, I'm trying to think of the name of this channel, but he's like a surfer. But he'll still give you some good information on Laguna. Does anybody know who I'm talking about? The guy who's up there in Laguna, he's in the surfing community. He's an American. Yeah, the DR is just too close to home too, man. That's my only thing about the DR. It's just too close to home. That's why my number one choice was going to be Mexico, because I won a trip as an insurance agent to Playa del Carmen. And man, we had the greatest time. The people treated us so well. And I said, I'm moving back here when I retire. And so I went to Cancun right before I came to the Philippines. I was set. I'm moving to Mexico. till I came here. He says he the one. No, he doesn't live in Laguna. He lives all over, becoming a Filipino. But yeah, I salute you too, brother. 68 and still working out. Okay, he said my ex lives in Laguna. Nice place, man. Every time I'm in Manila, even this time, you get in a taxi, they always want to take you there. I guess it must be like a tourist place. I've never been. I very seldom go to Luzon. But I'm going to start because of English City. He says, I'm Dominican, okay. And I would say I never felt more welcome and safe than in the Philippines. He says, savoir-faire is everywhere. I feel safer. I just don't feel protected, man. You know, it's like, I know you're probably wondering, well, what's that mean? I know I really don't have any rights here. I don't think anybody's going to bother me. But I think that, you know, if some riffraff happened over here, I wouldn't have a chance in hell. And I always think about that American who spent 5 years in prison. He's not the only one. Spent 5 years in prison. Maybe somebody plants drugs in your damn suitcase or something, because they could easily do that stupid stuff over here. Hey, Elat Makata, thank you. She said, Cal, how can I join a membership? You should see a join by my video, any of my videos, Elat, and thank you for your consideration. He says, except for Makati, at night things can get shady. And same as in Quezon City, which has the highest crime rate in all the Philippines. But now you're talking to different dynamics, man. Those people are congested up there. And whenever you got that type of poverty going on, there's going to be people who are going to take some chances. Once you get out of Manila, Cebu, and like that, the Philippines opens up, especially Manila. You have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know already, 25% of the inhabitants are in Manila. 25% of the Philippines is up there in Metro Manila. Okay? You have to understand that's a lot of people. And if you don't believe me when I tell you that Manila was designed for 850,000 people. The Army Corps of Engineers, Manila was going to be the Los Angeles of Southeast Asia. The United States was making it the Los Angeles of Southeast Asia. But it was only designed for 850,000 people, not 20 million or whatever it is. That's a lot of people, okay, in that little small area. And that's why when you go to Manila, you can't judge all the Philippines by Manila, because you're going to see things in Manila that you hardly see in San Carlos. I don't think I've ever seen anybody sleeping on the cardboard in San Carlos. I could be wrong, but I don't think I have. But there, especially in Ermita, where I was living, right across the street from the embassy, all down that little road, you see homeless people. And then in all those little intersecting streets, it's tough. Manila's a jungle, man. In certain parts, not all, but you know, if I'm going to live in Manila, I'm going to have to live on out a little bit. Jingle bell dress. A jingle bell dress. Okay. Booby wants a jingle bell dress. Hey, I love the chime. Thank you, brother, for your support. What are you doing in there? Okay, get it. Robert Dame says, I would be amiss not to say that. I find good information each and every time, like extending my airline ticket after I arrive and show the first flight out. Good insurance, good advice. Yeah, I got my policy, man. They approved it. It just makes me sleep at night. They gave me the standard rate. K. Dallas says, I like Thailand. I stayed there for several months. What? Okay, tell your mother to find it because I'm on the line. As a black man, we're winning there. I see the love that old white men get here in Cebu. They are getting 7 and 10. Well, I can say the same about, we get a lot of love here too, to be honest with you. It's just not a lot of channels showing it. But every channel that a black man has, he has a Filipina. But that's why, K. Dallas, I don't even do videos like that. I mean, if somebody's been watching me for 3 years and they hear my story and everything like that, they should know right away that as a black man, you're not going to have any problems over here. As a matter of fact, it's going to be like striking gold for real. You got to understand, man, there's a lot about our culture that they love. So I don't make videos like that because, most Westerners are winning over here. To win in the Philippines or Southeast Asia, it's not really saying a whole lot because you can win over here. If you just got just half a brain, you're going to win over here. He said, Manila and the people are mad nosy too. The waiter and the lady from 7-Eleven asked me various times where I was staying. I never answered. Yeah, that's just, they have an open society. That's just how they are. They're going to ask you stuff like that. We went to the beach yesterday. So I'm waiting. Marilyn and the kids rode the pedicab to get some chicken, the chicken manuk. So I'm just standing there waiting for them. I got the bag with me, and some guy walks up to me and says, "Hey, where are you from?" And I just, older guy, I said, Chicago. I always say Chicago because they don't know where Kentucky is. And he just starts asking me all these questions. Was my father an American? Is my mother an American? Where do I live here? Is my wife a Filipina? Believe it or not, he asked me how long my dick was. Does my wife cry when I'm having sex with her? He's asking all this stuff, man. But I've been here long enough I'm just laughing with him. But he's dead serious, But that's just how they are, man. There's not a question off limits. But, a lot of times when you don't want to, you did the right thing by not answering. But, yeah, he asked me every question in the book. Go Getter said, did you get impacted by the earthquake? I didn't. It's on down south. See, the Philippines isn't connected. It's so many islands. This is a different island. Way down south. They called it Davao Oriental. But no, I didn't. But Michael Beach of Life said he felt it. But remember, I can see, when I'm in Siquijor, I can see Davao from where we used to live on a clear day. So I'm pretty sure they felt it in Siquijor too. No. Yeah, he asked me that. And this is my wife. He says, does your wife cry when you're going like that? I said, no, she likes it. Yeah, at night. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He said, hey, I can say in English City late at night, I can get a little suspect. I witnessed a Korean guy running back to my condo because someone tried to snatch his gold chain at 1 a.m. Common sense, no go. Yeah, the guy that we were hanging with, Patrick, he's from Britain or the UK. He said somebody snatched his chain, but it was just like an African. He went to South Africa. It's just like one of them rope chains with some type of medallion on it. He said the guy must have saw him and circled around on his motorcycle and just came back. He said he snatched it. He said it was so quick. Before he even knew what happened, it was gone. He said, for every new member today, I'm doing 100 pesos to the spinning wheel. Wow. Cal, just let me know the total. Well, right now, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, Robert, so far. Thank you, brother. No, I just told him. I didn't tell him. He didn't give me really a chance. He said, "How long is your dick?" But he didn't say. He said, "How long is it?" I know your wife's crying when y'all going like that. And yeah, it's funny. You know, if you've ever lived over for any considerable period, just like that guy said, there's nothing they won't ask you, guys. Nothing's off limits. He says, "Hey, Cal, I've been trying to sign up for your membership, but I keep getting errors. I've tried different credit, debit cards, none work." I don't know, man, what's going on. But I appreciate your consideration. Sometimes people try to send super chats and they can't do it. Same problem. Hey, Gerald Stiffbox says valuable. I remember for a short time back in the day, those gold chains with the South African gold Cougaran medallion was fashionable. Yeah, he didn't have any gold or anything, but he liked it. He said it was a memento from his trip to South Africa. He said the guy must have spotted him because he walks. He said, "I walk facing the traffic so I can see what's coming." He said the guy came from around the other way and snatched it and kept going. Robert James said, "Now it's time to join, guys. For every new member, I'm donating 100 pesos to the spin wheel." Wow. Thanks, brother. Chase said, "Be careful when answering questions. Nothing's off limits." Seriously. Yeah, they do. But when and another thing you can do is start asking them questions back. Because they're not going to ask you, they're not going to answer. Then if they're going to act like they can't understand your language. But when somebody says, "Hey, are you married?" then you say, "Hey, are you married?" Or they say, "Where you live?" and you say, "Well, where you live?" They'll stop. They'll get the question. No, he was just an older guy. He asked me a lot, because he's seeing, he's touching my skin. That's the reputation over here of black guys and Africans, which, it depends on the individual, really. But over here, that's one of the things they think about black men. So if you're with any black man who has a Filipino girlfriend or wife, she's been asked, "Can you handle him?" or something like that. Strangers will ask Marilyn or any woman I've ever been with. They always ask that question. "Can you handle?" And they'll start laughing and stuff like that. He said, "Damn, I had the same problem with my membership. I thought it was because of my Haitian bank account." No, I said, Kenneth Portney said, "You said to look at their feet." No, when they're staring at you, you look at their feet. But that may work too. Looking at their feet stops them in their tracks. Because I think the guy never told me why, but I'm thinking maybe they're subconscious about their shoes. Because, sometimes you'll go in the grocery store and you'll see a little guy, he'll have a size 14 shoe on because that's all he can have. Or they may be too little. They'll be walking on the backs of them. So I think that's the reason why. It's a guy named Kirk. He lives in Colorado. He told me, he said, "Cal, when they start staring at you, just look down at their feet. They'll stop." And it works. Roger said I would tell him that his mother knows how big I am. No, they're not trying to rob you. They're really just being friendly. They don't know what else to ask. But just ask them the same thing back. He says, "Hey, are you married?" You say, "Are you married? You got a Filipino wife?" You say, "Do you have a Filipino wife?" But yeah, see, and after a while, when you live over here, you'll get used to seeing stuff like that, and it won't affect you. But when you first come over here and you see the shoes, wherever they are, I mean, you'll get on the bus, and the littlest people have some big ass, Nikes on, Shaq shoes, or whatever it is, and you're gonna laugh at first, but after a while, it's nothing to laugh at. You know that the struggle's real over here. But yeah, you see some crazy stuff over here. Yeah, I feel safe over here. I just don't feel protected though. I just don't think, I don't believe that the Philippines has my back because I'm not a citizen. I'm a foreigner here. I'm not going to get the benefit of the doubt. I know that already. I told y'all when I came back from Thailand last year, and those people had put those false charges out there about me to immigration, that I was exploiting women and human trafficking, right? They never gave me the benefit of the doubt. If I didn't know the guy here, they may have not have let me in. But I said, do you think that, first of all, I showed them, they never even, see, in immigration, they just took the charges as serious. They never even looked at my channel. They never looked at my Facebook page. It was only during my interrogation, because it's all women now. It was all women and one gay. So you can imagine. I didn't get the benefit of the doubt. And I didn't think I was going to get in. But then I dropped that card. Yeah, I dropped the card on them. And that was that. Let me see. I think I got it. Let me see. Yeah, here it is. I don't know if I showed this to you guys before. But this guy's rich. He's powerful. And he heard me going through that stuff. He wrote this in June 2022. I won't really, I must cover the name up. But that's the back of it. It's written on his company. He was an ex-congressman here. He's a cool guy, man. He's seen all I was going through. He said, look, you take this card with you. You ever have any problems anywhere in the Philippines, you pull out this card. And I just remembered that. And when I showed it to them, their chin hit the ground. It was like Moses parting the Red Sea. The interrogation was over, man. Okay? But you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt, You're just not going to do it. Hey, Haitian government, thanks for that super chat. He says a test. Yeah, they really don't understand. It's just, yeah, he said, I just say salam and walk away. Crazy. Yeah, but it's crazy. Yeah, there's no question off limits. That's why you have to start asking questions, but we won't. We just ask those general questions. Now, you got to be tough, especially when you start chatting with these women. We won't do it. Well, how many men you had? How many lovers you had for real? And all that kind of stuff, man, but we won't do it. Yeah, women engaged. Yeah, use a partnership. I was, that was my last, thing that I had, because I was frustrated, man, because they let me sit there for a long time. And Eric Terry, see, he flew with me. He was waiting for me on the other side. Well, he eventually had to leave. And then they come in there talking about, do I know Corey Feldman? I said, lady, don't you know Corey Feldman is a old 1990s actor? I said, this is all trolls and haters and stuff. And then they started looking at my content, looked at my Facebook, and then I pulled out the card, and that was it. Yeah. But they're not going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Human trafficking, exploiting women and stuff over is serious. It's a serious charge. Okay, has anyone? I went right back. We didn't go. We were coming from. Where were we coming from? We were coming from Bacala to Iloilo City, and you go right back on the ferry. He says, so we're not feeling protected in Manny. You think it's prudent to have a go bag if anything goes? What's he saying? Wait. If anything goes sideways or any harsh accusations, should you grab your bag and go or stay and fight? Well, the guy who was hit with that Republic Act 7610, where you can't be seen with minors, right? See, they're going to lock you up and ask questions later. Even the mother came to the police station and tried to, tell the people, hey, he's a friend of the family and all that. They wasn't listening. So when he got a good lawyer, he was able to make bail, he left. He's never been back. That's been about 5 or 6 years ago. And it took him that long to clear his name, but he won't come back. He's afraid. Yeah, the Corey Feldman, yeah, the actor. Yeah, but yeah, that guy, that's what he did. He left and never came back. And that goes for you guys. Don't even, when people, you've heard people talk about this stuff, right? John got lucky. But if they see you, okay, like Merlin's got a 9-year-old daughter. She knows I don't play that because I told Merlin, because, it's just be like me and her riding in the tricycle going to the Gasano Mall or something. I won't even do that because they don't call them Karens over here. They call them concerned citizens. They'll pick up their phone. Hey, I see this foreigner with a little girl. I don't know what's going on. They're going to get you. And Merlin can come over there and say whatever she wants to say. It's not going to help me. Now, when they're in the house, it's a big difference. No, they're not going to come in the house and say, hey. But if I'm walking with them out here in the street and somebody sees me, there could be curtains for me. Hey, photo guy. You're welcome.
They're here.
Who?
They're here.
Who's here? Oh, yeah, that guy. I'm sorry. Wait, guys, here they do the curling. I got to give them some change. Wait, booby, here, you give it to him. 10. Here, give that to him. Thank you. Okay, wait. Go out there and give it to him. Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that out there? Yeah, rules of evidence are very different. Yeah, Charlie Chowmain, yeah. But they can't see that. They can't see that there's obviously a gag. But I dropped that card on him and it's like, whew. I mean, because, man, the gay guy, he was so angry with me. Just sit there and be quiet until we're finished with our investigation. I'm like, oh, man, people ain't going to let me back in. So when they finally come back, the lady's looking through my thing. I say, look, do you think if anything was bad about me, that Mr. Such and Such, Sir Such and Such would be bothered with me? They looked at that thing, and that was it. It was over. Well, that's the same thing in America. We've got so many damn laws, man. No, walking with Booby, no, that's my daughter. See, when you walking, you can only be with minors if they're your daughters are, sons or, they're your children. Otherwise, man, you're in violation of that law because they're trying to protect the minors over here, man. There's so many sick people that come over here to exploit, the children. You wouldn't believe it. That's why they came up with the law, because people used to say, oh, well, the age of consent is 12 or now 16, right? But they don't understand that they've got laws that supersede that. But you can't argue with these internet gangsters and, know-it-alls. I think, well, the age of consent is 12, now it's 16, right? But no, but they've got a law. Anybody under 18 that you fooling with, dude, you're going to jail. Yeah, curling, because those people out there curling. See, this is old school, man. That's why I like the Philippines. It really is old school. I can't remember doing. I don't know if you can do that in America anymore. They certainly don't do it in my neighborhood. You do that, somebody can liable to shoot through the door and kill you. Gerald Stipbuck says, sounds like all it takes is someone with spiteful intent to derail a foreigner's paradise. I hate to tell you, but that's true. That's why I say I don't feel protected. I feel safe over here. Nobody's going to bother me. But that's all it takes, man. It's usually some spiteful woman that you decided you didn't want to be bothered with anymore. It's not going to work out. But that's all it takes, man. It's a thin line over here. So if you don't hear anything else on here today, just know that it's a thin line over here, man. So just be careful because it's a trap. A lot of times these women, they trap you. Yeah, it's the girlfriend experience, but once you lay down with them now, okay, they got your DNA, they got everything. TJ, what's up? W Secret to Success is over there, man. Why don't y'all hook up? Because both of y'all are high rollers over there. You can show him the ropes over there. This is his first time being in Thailand. TJ said, yeah, y'all need to remember that law when you're out here trying to save your girlfriend's kids or play pretend stepdad. That's right. You got to be real careful, man. You have to understand this guy, go look it up. He was from Belgium. I think it was 2017 or 18. He's with an 18-year-old, a 19-year-old, and an 8 and 9-year-old. They're in the South Bus Terminal in Cebu. They're going to the beach. They're going to meet the mother there. But while they're in the bus station, somebody calls the police. Well, when they get there, he doesn't have a chance in hell. Even the 18 and 19-year-olds said, no, we're all together. We're going XYZ. They didn't want to hear it, man. They locked him up. The mother came down there. Nope. He got a good lawyer, paid I think he paid 100 and something thousand bail. He's lucky they gave him a bail. He paid that and he left the country. He's never been back. And listen to this, guy. He was building, he'd been a friend of this family for years. He was really a good guy. He was building them a house. They derailed all that. He said, yeah, Booby couldn't wait to give him the money. Yeah. Well, that's her new job now. She did it all day yesterday. But I won't give them money if they're not singing Christmas songs. Because that's, Booby gave them money. So somebody saw Booby give them that money. So watch, before I get off here, somebody else is going to come. But they better be singing Christmas songs or they're not going to get any money from us. That's the only rule I got. Because last night, man, I got so mad that some little kids, they just come around beating the drums, right? Yeah, he said, especially those older cats that never had kids and basically want to adopt her kiddos as a proxy. Police aren't about to sit through that story. They're not. That's crazy. But it took him 5 years to clear his name, but he still didn't come back. And a lot of money. I haven't run into that with the men here. I haven't run into that here. Because we very seldom as men even deal with the men over here. Unless it's somebody in her family, I only deal with him like her brother when he's over here. I don't hang out with them or anything, but I've never run into that. He says, well, you know, in Mexico, you lay down with a minor, they will marry your ass. I'll pay the consequences. Wow. But yeah, they don't play that over here, man. Yeah, all that friend and family stuff don't work. Yeah, Corey Feldman, yeah. But see, you know, over here, they don't know any better. That's all somebody has to do is send in a prank on you, man, like that. And you got to answer. But there's actually people over here doing that who get a pass. They never get investigated. TJ said, much appreciated. Just popping in before I go sign this month-long lease. Next step, sign a year lease. Wow. That's what I told him, man. I'm following your Facebook and your girlfriend's Facebook. And I was like, I don't think TJ's coming back. They're living too good over there. And, you know, he's one of those infrastructure guys. And they're living the life over there. And I'm sure she don't want to come back. But I tell y'all, you and Michael beat your life. Y'all eat too much. There's no way I couldn't eat as much as you guys eat. He says weed still illegal. Michael beats your life said, yeah, you better not. Now, you can get it here, but I wouldn't go through the trouble. It'd be like one of those places where, what is that, Jamaica, one of those places where they sell you the weed and then go get the police and turn you in. DR. Yeah, it's one of those places. You don't want to deal with drugs at all over here, man. It's a different culture over here. I mean, it's really, really dangerous here when you deal with drugs. Like I said, Marilyn, one of her closest friends just got killed, but they had grew apart in the last few years because the girl got on drugs. And, you know, they're thinking that was behind her murder. She owed somebody some money or something or whatever it was. But yeah, you don't want to fool with drugs over here. But you got expats over here fooling with drugs, man. You can't help them. Yeah, TJ's been there before. But it's easy to get hooked over there. It's too modern for me. And I thought, well, maybe I'm using the wrong word. But I wasn't, because a guy came on here one time. He said, you know, Calvin, the only thing about Thailand, he said, there wasn't much of a culture shock for him. And I said, yeah, that's it. It wasn't. It was like I was at home, really. I mean, when you walk down Beach Road in Pattaya, you could be anywhere in the United States. The only thing that's going to show you're not is underneath the English or above the English, you see that scribbling Thai language. Other than that, you got McDonald's, it just looks normal. It's not like in the Philippines, man. Yeah, the vibe bust. That's crazy. Yeah, he says, I plan on getting a spot in Cebu still. She has family she has to occasionally see, and I need a second spot to go to besides America until I'm ready to pay for the Thailand Elite Visa. Yeah, I saw Chocolate Man talking about that. That 5-year visa, what's that? 1 million baht, TJ? So what would that be? About 25 grand or something? No, they don't ask anything like that. But a lot of landlords, they want that 6-month lease. Some of them want a year lease. But then some of them, like I had in Sikihor, they only want month to month. And I know why they do it in Sikihor, because they supposed to have a slow season, you know, and then, you know, a tourist season. I guess they can say, hey, you know, they can put you out, I raise your rent. But they never ask those questions like that. You don't fill out an application. You know, the last application I ever filled out when I was living in the house before we moved here, it was on the back of a damn paper sack. The lady wrote everything down, and then I signed it. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, it's 10 years now? Yeah, 25 for 10 years. Okay. No, no, this guy, he was just a friend of the family. They were going to the beach. Probably Argyle, one of those places, Marlborough, Oslop, since he was in the South Bus Terminal, to meet the mother. But somebody called in on him, and it was too late. See, we come over here and we let our guard down. We forget where we are. We think that the laws work the same way over here, but they don't. They don't at all. I mean, you don't have any of the same rights over here as you do at home. There's no Fourth and Fifth Amendment rights. They could run up in this house right now and get me on some bogus charges. They're not gonna do nothing to me. He said, I've been to 23 countries and none of them made me feel like I was at home. Yeah, you're only going to get that at home, man. You're only going to get that feeling at home because you know the law, basically the law. If I'm in America, I'm not worried about fake charges because they're going to do some investigation. But over here, they're not. They're going to lock you up and then do the investigation. But you don't have a right to bail. You don't have a right to a speedy trial or any of that stuff. Yeah, 2 months. Yeah. But hell, 2 months is a long time for real at a time because remember, anything can happen. Now, Booby, uh, they're going to know she's my daughter eventually because I'll be able to produce that birth certificate. See, even if they lock me up, Merlin could bring that birth certificate down there and I'm out. But anything else, you can't produce that birth certificate or that adoption papers or whatever, you're done. But that guy, the guy who ended up in jail for 5 years, he was accused of rape, which there was more proof that he didn't do it. Because she had no proof that he did. There was no DNA that he didn't do it. Only it was her word. All she had was his word. He had proof that he was 10 hours away on the day that it's supposed to have taken place. They didn't hear it though. Yeah, they did a big one. Colon 7.6. Yeah, there's several places in here for rent, but the place that I showed Geechee Lion that they want 10,000 per month, that real nice place, a little 1 bedroom. He wants 6 months initially. Then after that, it's month to month. But they keep their property. It's pristine, man. For 10,000 per month, you're not gonna beat that anywhere in the Philippines, especially not in the neighborhood that it is. It's in a middle class neighborhood with a big security gate, the whole 9 yards. You can get an apartment for 10,000 per month in Cebu, but it's not gonna be in the neighborhood like that. You're gonna be in the hood. He says, unrelated to the conversation, but did you know Thai women are ranked 101st of 108 countries for breast size? Saw an article about it and got curious who number one was. I should have known, honestly. Yeah, Philippines. Yeah, it is. The itty bitty titty committee is here. Luckily, I'm not a titty man. It doesn't really, I'm more of a leg and, waist and leg and butt. Yeah, I seen that, TJ, when I did that Fantastic 4 inches. I just looked and seen, they got the smallest breast size. Filipinos do. It's always either the man or female. Argentinians and Filipinos are always there neck and neck, basically. They said it's a damn kangaroo court. Yeah, but you're not at home. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's getting bigger and bigger, man. If I'm Geechee Land, I'm out of there, man. I'm out of that region. I really am. I'm out of that region. Yeah, it's near Cinema. Hold on, guys. Let me try these beans. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, it's near Cinema. He said 34 season. Oh, yeah. Oh, you talking about your girl, yeah. But don't get me wrong. You go down to Minden now. As a matter of fact, my wife, I told you my wife was 36, 26, 36. And she only weighed 100 pounds. You see some stuff like that over here because you even see big Shirley's over here. Filipinos, they're mixed with so much stuff that they're not the typical Asian, like Japan or something, Japanese women or something. But I'm not really into breasts. I mean, if you got them, you got them. But if you don't, you gotta. What turns me on is that part. We tried 2019. Said, Cal, can I get a nice apartment in Cebu for about $500 per month? You can. Now that's just the rent. You have to pay utilities. Matter of fact, Michael Beach of Life had a nice one by Ayala Mall. A couple of my subscribers, they're friends now. They live right across from Ayala. And it's anywhere between $500 and $600 per month. I mean, these are nice, though. Nice gym, nice swimming pool. The swimming pool in Solanea, it's like being at a resort. I mean, you're literally right across from Ayala Mall. Grocery stores, all that, the clubs, you don't need to go anywhere. He said, yeah, you don't go there looking for large racks. The Philippines are like well proportioned. I think that's what I like about them. Okay, you stayed at Mawani, yeah. I'm going to have dinner with Alex Jacobs tonight. He's over here visiting his employees. He got some employees here. They do some telemarketing work for him, so he invited us out to dinner. He said, I need something there. I think I need butt Mauricio more so than chest, yeah. But it doesn't mean I'm looking to start a woman's luge team. Yeah, you're right. But you can see that here, Now, once they have a baby, they'll have them there for, they'll have some breasts for a little while, a couple of months. He said, feed them rice and beans to fill them out. I don't want a big Shirley. Over here would be a little Shirley. We was at the beach yesterday, man. I've been coming here on and off for about 15 years. I probably saw the most beautiful young woman I've ever seen here. And she didn't even know she was beautiful. I mean, she was beautiful, man. She had it all. And I really couldn't look at her for more than 2 or 3 seconds, because Marilyn's scanning my eyes, where my eyes is going, because she knows that I would be looking at that. But yeah, she was gorgeous. She wasn't just good looking. She had to be somewhere probably about 20, 22 or something like that. See, that's the only problem I got with being over here. It's a good thing my engine is slowed down to the point where I'm basically in neutral. But if you come over here and you still ripping and running, man, you have a hard time finding somebody. No, it's the scientific stuff. Oh, you talking about Sam? He says, I've seen Filipinos with nice C cups. They beat Thailand hands down. I mean, I'm talking about scientific. There's a scientific study. If you Google that, I mean, they're really small. Yeah, yeah, I didn't have them. I didn't have them, man. I needed them. But you're gonna see stuff like that over here, and if then you get over here, like I said, you done got hooked with the girl on the chat box. She got you reeled in, and you get over here. She meets you at the airport. Then you're done. All you can do is just go sightseeing. Yeah, I don't like that either. I guess but over there, I mean, some women over there, they're just too damn big. The breast is where the stomach should be. The damn stomach is where their knees should be, and it turns me off, I guess. But that's where they get us. They're cute as a button over here, man. And we just, we love that long flowing hair and that little creamy skin and the soft skin. See, we love all of that. Yeah, you better have that. Yeah, you better have that. He said, Calvin, you speak the truth. I arrived to the country with a girl and man, but when I got there, I was shocked daily at the ladies I saw. He said, God have mercy. It's crazy over here, man. People don't give it the credit that it really deserves. I mean, you go to Brazil and Colombia, of course, but I'm just saying you wouldn't expect to see what you see over here. Because when you think of the Philippines, you're thinking of the typical Asian woman. But they're not over here, man. I'm telling you, yesterday, probably I've been coming here for a long time, man. This young girl I couldn't keep my eyes off of her. I was going to get in trouble. I was glad we were leaving. And then they started playing volleyball over there. I said, yeah, the whole family. They were all nice looking. Even the oldest one looked like she was maybe 40. I mean, there's some stunners over here. Oh, Anthony Williams, my buddy, he had him old stun up in English City. I ain't telling on you, Anthony. You're a grown man. Yeah, he had a stunner with him, boy. She was a cutie pie, man, with a nice shape. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what it is. They lost to Kentucky last week, but compared to last year, man, they really come a long way. Believe it or not. Yeah, the Daisy Dukes. He'll tell you, Geechee Lamb been over here. He'll tell you, they don't even know they wearing Daisy Dukes because they'll get the shorts at the Okai store. Because some guy wrote me the other day, he said, Cal, I'm in Colombia. He says, these women dress too sexy. I'm like, man, it's hot over there. That says the same thing over here. They do the same thing over here. It's not an indication that they're some type of, loose women. It's just hot over here. What do you want them to wear? But it's the same thing over here, man. I mean, you go to even you can go to the mall and the shorts they have on, you'd be like, what in the world? What's going on? Especially just walking around in the street. Crazy. Oh, and now when has Georgia and Alabama played already? Hey, Geechee Lane, you go up there to English City. That's what that guy said. And that's a great advice he's giving you. Go up there next. It's only like maybe an hour flight from where you are. And you're going to be surrounded by support. You're going to be surrounded by stunners. Now, did they beat Georgia? Oh, wow. I'm going to have to look at that. Yeah, John G, he messaged me. He's in the Dominican Republic right now. He said, what's up to everybody? He said he's going to start coming back. He's just there enjoying he's half Dominican Republic or something. But I know that's where his wife's from. And I don't know, he might have been getting in trouble dealing with these Filipino channels. But yeah, I talked to him the other day on the chat because a couple of people asked about him. Retired 2019 said, Calvin, do women prefer a fit man? Well, over here it's kind of hard to. Women in general do, but it's kind of hard to say because I've seen some stunners with guys who, you wouldn't even look twice at over there. I mean, you got to understand some of these age gaps over here are 50 and 60 years retired 2019. It's none of my business. I'm just saying. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they will. I mean, they would love for you to look good when you're out holding hands at the mall and stuff, right? They would much rather you do that than them have to lead you around because you can't see, or you're shuffling around because you can't walk. But honestly, man, it doesn't matter, man. You remember the 18 to 80? Yeah, they would love to have somebody they could be proud of, but at the end of the day, man, survival, man. Only the strong survive. Yeah, you're gonna see that. Okay, my buddy, he'll tell you that I follow on Facebook. He's from out there in California somewhere. He's a big guy, and I'm not gonna say his name, but you can go on Cliff and Rue. The last time he was here, he went down and visited Cliff and Rue. And he's bigger than Cliff, and he's got a nice looking woman, young woman too. So it's really not, TJ, would you consider yourself fit? Because I saw where Mika is, she's putting you on display, man. You by the swimming pool. You look like Rick Ross, man. You living a life over there, and hell, TJ got a stunner. What, ready? Okay. But yeah, guys, I got to get off here. I want to thank y'all for your super chats, super stickers. Everybody who's joining the channel, man. I'm going to release my first members only content tomorrow. And I forgot to do it today, but every Monday I'm going to have a members only live chat. And then certain times during my live streams, I'm going to set it for members only comment. That way, I can reward my members because it's hard to get questions on this, man. It's hundreds and hundreds of questions. I just want to reward them for their support. But thank y'all so much. I'm going to go in here and eat. And then it's Sunday, man. I'm going to have to, it's a few things we need from the grocery store. Let me hit this. But yeah, old John Gomez, yeah, it's like he read y'all's mind because he messaged me. He said he's been in Dominican Republic for the winter, chilling.
It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Yeah, Geechee Line. Thank you. But if I were you, I would take that man's suggestion. I would try Angeles City. You don't have nothing to lose. Yeah, if you can stay in Davao for 30 days, man, you don't need but a week to look at Davao. I would go up there. If you want to stay a month, I would stay a month in Angeles City. Then next thing you know, we're going to see that woman on your YouTube channel. But take care, everybody. Stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see y'all next time. I'm going to go check out these highlights of these football games. Even though I got the Fire Stick over there, I keep forgetting though. Yeah, man, do that next. Don't let nobody talk you out of it. That was a great piece of advice George Manning gave you. Okay? Take care, y'all.